My name's John Crump. I work for Matthias Garn, Master Mason, and I'm working on producing new tesserae for the Cosmati floor at Westminster Abbey. What I have here is a template taken from the original floor, showing the individual tesserae drawn full size as they exist in the floor. And what I'm going to do now is produce a new template for the new tesserae that we're going to insert in the damaged area. And the blue gaps show where the tesserae are missing. When the concrete covering the floor was removed and the floor was cleaned, the imprint of some of the missing tesserae could be seen in the fixing mortar underneath, which is shown by these dotted areas here. So we have quite a large piece here and some smaller pieces which we could tell their position. We want to obviously replicate these positions with the new tesserae that we insert. So what I'm going to do is now trace over my existing template to give me a new template that I can use to develop the pattern on. So I need to draw exactly the position of the original tesserae, because obviously when we insert new ones, they need to fit within the confines of the existing ones. They can't take out the original ones to make it easier to fit the new ones. These absolutely have to stay as they are undisturbed. When we took the template, we were careful to show all the different kinks and twists in the stone. The tesserae don't have straight edges, and it's important that we can show this on our template so that the new tesserae we produce similarly are individual and don't look as if they've come from a production line. These are the one-to-one full-size drawing of the tesserae as they are actually in the floor. So now I've finished the working template, and this shows the entire panel with all the new tesserae that we need, and as you can see there's 41 in this section. I've numbered them all with the different colours that we require, the red porphyry, the green porphyry and the lias in brown. Now what we found when we were producing the panels was that the easiest way to do it was to have a view from underneath, a worm's eye view or whatever of the panel, so that we could fit the individual stones together on that, because if you fit them together the way they are here, they're obviously upside down, and then when you turn them round they don't fit anymore. So what we did to get this was just simply take a photocopy of the, if you put the template on the right way up, you get a photocopy coming out the other way up, which we can then use to put all the stones together and check that they fit on the template. So there we can see the reverse, the upside down or inside out template, which allows me to position the individual stones, cut them to size, and check that they all fit together within the quite tight joints of the space that we have available. So here we can see us actually producing the new tesserae. And what we did was we had various boxes with the rough shapes and sizes pre-cut, and we would look through them to find pieces that were sort of approximately the right size or slightly oversized. When we were lucky, you could just find one straight out of the box that was a perfect fit. It was a bit like a sort of giant game of Lego or something. But quite often we had to cut individual stones, particularly for the larger ones, and we did that by tracing through the original full-size template with carbon paper onto the stone and then cutting them on the tile saw, again slightly oversized, so that we could then chisel the edges afterwards. Our first step was with the porphyry, the green and red, they grow purple porphyry. Was very hard and very difficult to cut, so we cut it down on a much larger saw into slabs, and then used our small tile saw to cut the slabs into small squares and rectangles. We used the templates to determine what the sort of average size that we needed was, and then cut a large quantity of that size or slightly over in various different shapes. The easier ones to produce were the lias. The limestone lias is much softer and quicker. What we found was the best thing was that if everybody worked on their own template, because if two people were working on the same one, it quickly became a bit confused and people were doing the same stone twice or missing it out, and it didn't really work. So everybody just stuck to an individual area. Obviously, with the stones being so small, we didn't really need to use much in the way of like complicated machinery. Most of it was done by hand, just on the small saw or chiselling by hand. We just tried to make sure that everybody was wearing ear protection and eye protection all the time, particularly with the porphyry, the green and purple porphyry. It was a very brittle stone, and when you were chiselling, there tended to be quite a lot of shards flying around, so it was very important that everybody kept their goggles on all the time. You'd end up with porphyry in your eye.